Okay, a trip down memory lane, at least for me. Let's deep dive into some 90s hairstyles. Now, some of the early 90s hairstyles did carry over some of the 80s aesthetic. You know, you saw some spiral curls and spiral perms, and some kind of, messy, kind of tousled looks, but it was a bit more subdued than what you would see in the 80s, a little bit softer, a little bit smoother. Now, you did see some of those kind of voluminous bombshell hairstyles. Here's Cindy Crawford, here's Pamela Anderson. So some of these styles did touch upon some of those classic Hollywood styles of the 40s and 50s, but just modernized and updated a little bit, kind of an updated version of those styles. And then of course the bob really came back with a vengeance, especially in the early to mid 90s. Some of those bob haircuts were a little more blunt, some were a little bit more layered. Also those kind of choppy PC bobs. Here we see Meg Ryan. She was known for that kind of PC bob, kind of something similar here as well. Sometimes it was also softly curled with bangs. Here we see Drew Barrymore with a softly curled bob, kind of a blunt chin length bob here. And then the long bob, or the lob as it's sometimes called, was also popular. Here we see Alicia Silverstone. And then of course, who can forget that Jennifer Aniston, Rachel Green haircut that was so popular in the mid 90s. That kind of longer bob with all of the different face framing layers just kind of cut right into it. So many people copied that. Also longer layers, kind of straightened with long layers. Also a lot of updos, kind of messy updos were a big thing in the 90s. Pamela Anderson started it, but here you can see usually kind of twisted with some kind of loose pieces hanging down, a lot of little twists, sometimes with butterfly clips. Here's another kind of version of that. Topanga from Boy Meets World, those kind of twisty pieces. And then of course space buns were in, Britney Spears wore them. Here's Scary Spice from the Spice Girls. And then these little kind of twisty Bantu knot styles. Here we see Gwen Stefani wearing that. Cornrows with kind of curls coming down were also popular. You can't forget about those zigzag parts, sometimes with updos, sometimes with the hair down. And then also pixie cuts made a comeback in the 90s as well. Here we see Gwyneth Paltrow with a very classic 90s pixie, and some very, very short pixies as well. So lots of hairstyles in the 90s.